It's very late here. It's past 11 o'clock in the night. But there is a very beautiful occasion that's happening that is really reminding me of one of the most beautiful principles that I live by, and I wanted to speak to you about it. So, one of the aspects of life that I have really observed and have tracked back in time that has created the most extraordinary results for me over the period of my life is these connections that sometimes come out of nowhere, but they open doors for you that you didn't even know existed before. So it's a very beautiful occasion of that is happening right now in my life, and I wanted to take you into the story so you can really understand like how one door can extrapolate you in a whole different environment, and why I believe that this is probably one of the best shortcuts humanity ever had to create leaps and collapse lifetime timelines. Sorry for the blue. It's late here. So yesterday, I met a very beautiful woman who was living in Greece and who was recommended from a super connector and wonderful lady that I know who lived in Portugal. So we met for coffee. We end up realizing we have so many things in common. It was kind of insane. Almost felt like an alter ego of the same person, a different embodiment. Very, very interesting. And long story short, we start sharing like our lives, our work, and what's present and alive for us right now. And what came up in the conversation is that she was preparing to go to the Royal Ball in Paris in about a month, maybe a little bit less, and that she wanted to go and check some jewelry. So we went together, and indeed we spent like more than an hour in the jewelry shop, like trying different things and seeing like, okay, these will fit, but then it's not the style, this will not. She ended up picking up some wonderful pieces, and I'm pretty sure she will be gorgeous in the ball. And then we parted ways. And then today I had scheduled calls with new connections because I really love connecting with the people that I have on my list. I really want to have at least one conversation, possibly even with any of you that we have ever connected, because it gives you so many insights, what you can create together, how you can support them or they can support you. Just it's a doorway into a different world. That's how I see meeting people. So one of these conversations, all of them were wonderful, and one of those, in the very very last 5 minutes of the conversation, the question came up as of and what's ahead of you? What are you excited about in the near future? And there goes this lady again from the US who shares with me that, like, you know what, there is something I'm really looking forward to. And this thing is that I'm going to the Royal Ball in Paris. And maybe you should come. And I'm like, how is that even possible that like within 2 days, two completely different people that they don't know each other share with me an invitation for an event I haven't even thought, heard, considered about ever before, and an entire set of people that will be part of this event are completely outside of my worldview of like of the people I tend to hang around. So it's like, wow, that's so interesting. And then in a few minutes, we realized that both these ladies were connected to the same person who was organizing the VIP section of this particular event in the Versailles in Paris. And within minutes, I was being connected with this particular lady from two different directions, from two completely different women who don't know each other, and I was connecting them between them. And all of us were like, whoa, what just happened? Like synchronicity over synchronicity over synchronicity. And the world changed. So these two ladies will end up meeting in a royal ball in Paris because of me, by pure alignment and coincidence and orchestration of life, ended up talking to them with 1 day of difference. Like I talked to with one yesterday, I talked to the other today. Share the same thing. Seem to share the same like dream about experiencing a royal ball, and they get to do that. And then these two ladies connect me with a fourth person that I have never thought of, never heard of, don't know her vibe, don't know what she's doing, don't know anything about her. But it feels destiny to meet her. So I will be talking to her on Friday. And I know that there is very few invites. And if an invite is for me, it's gonna be there for me. And I know that. And that really made me remember how many times in my life connections completely out of the blue have happened and how much this has shaped my destiny and my path. And the reason why I really love doing that to others as well. Because sometimes, and we underestimate the power of that. We underestimate the power of one connection, of one right connection. But sometimes, like you will get connected to these people that they will open a door for you that you didn't even know existed. So it will be a whole world, a whole group of people, a whole way of thinking, a whole way of doing business, doing wealth, doing life, everything that you didn't even like, you have absolutely no information about. You couldn't even search for them. You couldn't even try to find them or try to be in that circle because you literally have no idea that they exist. And there comes one person that when you share something with them, something personal, something that is really close to your essence, they will get this like, it almost feels like a notification in their brain that like, you need to meet this person. And they will connect you to somebody from their circle that will open that door that you're meant to walk in, and 5 minutes before you had no idea about. This in my life, for me, has created some of the craziest changes and leaps towards my destiny. One time, this one time, one person, one conversation, not even a long-term relationship, which can be very powerful. One time, one person, one conversation, one aligned move got me from corporate, working in a big construction company that was doing the Olympic Games, into risking everything, going full on into creating my business, creating together with other co-creators, 6 other co-creators, a spiritual conference during the World Economic Forum, got me into a whole different audience of who I'm supposed to support and help, which is the conscious entrepreneurs, the people who really have a mission and they're bringing that to life through their business. One person, one move, one conversation, one door. And that's only one of the times that this has happened. Another time was the time before, the time that got me this job in the Olympic Games. That was again one move, one person, one door, one conversation, whole different lifetime. So I love, love, love when it happens because it almost feels that these people are like angels, like they come on our way and they're like, you know what? You can continue just doing life the way you have been doing life. But how about we shortcut that and we just go straight into destiny and we do it in a way that feels like almost magical? Sometimes I get this image of when that happens that, you know, in these beautiful like free fiction movies that you see like a wall in front of you. It's just a completely opaque wall, just a wall. And all of a sudden you see very little line being shaped and you're like, there is a door there. But then there's no way to open that. And then you either touch somewhere or you say something, and all of a sudden it just moves and it opens in a different field. So the right connections can be exactly that for us. And I love creating that manually. I have been doing that for years and years and years. Like people who have met through my field or through my suggestions have ended up being together, being in partnership, romantic partnership, have ended up starting businesses together, have ended up doing investments to each other, have ended up hiring or traveling for each other. Like all kinds of crazy things have happened with this. I think you should meet that person. And it doesn't happen all the time. And sometimes it also might need a bit of time to evolve and really show what was supposed to happen. But the people who are actually willing to get to meet the other in their essence, not because of a reason, just because you two are supposed to cross paths. And when you cross paths, something magical will happen. And I really, really believe in that. Like there was a conversation that we had also with my team back in on October, November. It's like, are we building the Universe Club, which is a synchronicity engine? So it's literally taking this principle and applying it into technology so others can use it in their private ecosystems. So are we doing that with a transactional metric, or are we doing that for the pure value of connection? And we decided to do it for the pure value of connection. And it was an interesting conversation because it was really going against almost everything that we know about a business. And it has now become the thing that is differentiating us and it's taking us being so desirable in the private spaces we're working on. And back then, I needed to really understand and grasp and communicate with my team that we we can do connections according to a particular need. And this is valid and valuable. Yet, what I have observed that creates massive change is when you just sense that two people, if they meet, they will share some information between them and some codes that the fusion of these two will create a third outcome that none of the two has anticipated. It would literally just like push them towards their destiny. And I know that like most businesses are not working like that, but in the end, I truly believe that businesses are supposed to bring results and impact. It doesn't really matter actually how we do it. And lately we have gotten so stuck and entangled in the how of business and not in the what this business is actually bringing to our lives that we have started losing track of what business actually even is. I really believe business is supposed to bring power aspects in our life that makes our lives easier, better, more enjoyable. So it's bringing us solutions. It's bringing and solutions is not solution is not like systems and forms and pathways that are known to us. Solution is like what we need solved, what we need fulfilled. So it doesn't matter how we do it. Shouldn't business be about doing it in the fastest, most precise, and ideally most effortless and cost effective way? So, why are we going into all of these processes that, in the end of the day, create such a little result, like conversion rates, 1 or 2%? 1 or 2% of conversion rate. It's like, what? That's so little for such an effort, right? So why are we doing that? And why instead couldn't we do one move that keeps compounding over time? So one move keeps giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. And it actually gives more as it goes, not less. And the only way I have seen that working is with human connections. Human connections compound over time. Imagine that. We meet today. We hit it off. It's very good. Like we loved each other, what we're doing. It's very aligned. Then we meet again in 6 months, let's say. You already remember there was a good experience in the first time, and now you have new things to share with the other person. So you don't only love what they are and who they are and what they're doing, but you also love how they have been progressing towards what they said they will do. And if they're progressing and they're even doing better than you expected, or like it have gone further, you're like, whoa, impressive. So you get to appreciate them even more. So what this there was an initial good base, a good foundation with this person. And now you get to start building trust and you get to appreciate them and you get to see how they're growing, how they're evolving. And imagine that happening consistently for 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And you keep finding yourself with alignment and appreciation and trust with this person. In 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 30 years, the moment this person picks up the phone, you're like, tell me, I'm all ears. So all of a sudden, my defenses have dropped. I am open to this person to both support and receive. And this is invaluable because most of the aspects, one of the most important aspects actually in business is trust, is being able to say, I give you and I support you and I buy from you because it's you. And because I know that because it's you, it's guaranteed. There's no fastest way than that. But that is built over time and by dedicating the time to get to meet people again and again and again. You keep sharing how you're growing. You keep seeing how they're growing and keep evaluating and keep building the relationship. So one of the aspects I really love in the way we have been building and shaping Universe Club is that it's not only about new connections. New is wonderful. We all love meeting new people. It's exciting, it's refreshing, it's fun, it's like love. Perfect. Love new connections. And yet, we have forgotten the deep value and the deep impact that can bring a connection that is established and there is no question mark and the doors have been opened on both ways because that's it's there where the real resources are shared and the real depth happens and the real vulnerability and the trust and the building happens there. In the new, it's the sharing, it's the excitement, it's all the bubbly aspects of our persona. The building happens in the established relationships that you know that you can lean on no matter what. So I love that we're building that into the algorithm because I feel that social media of today has very, very little of that, unfortunately. We have gotten to lean to completely towards like the dopamine rush, which comes from the newness, and not the actual nourishment and the actual results and impact that happen in our lives that many times are slower and they happen over time. So they don't happen in one day, they can happen over years, but they keep compounding over years. So that's what I would like to share with you today. I don't know if I'm going to the Royal Bowl yet because it really needs to be a full on yes for me by now to be good to go to events of any type. But there might be if the case. And Paris is always a good idea. I always love being in Paris. Like I could be in Paris anytime. And funnily enough, one of my favorite places is just the next chateau after Versailles. So not very far away. It feels like home. So I don't know if I'm gonna be there. But what I wanted to share with you today was how one connection can ripple into your life, into other people's lives, and how it can open doors you actually never knew existed. So the next time you receive such a connection that you don't even know exactly why it's happening, but it kind of makes sense, and you kind of don't know, like, go with an open curiosity to explore. Or if you feel like, you know what, I think you should meet that person, just do this intro, and let's all of us start connecting for the right reasons and spark these leaps towards our destiny, because what's more beautiful than that? If we can be the door opener for somebody else, or if we get to connect with the door opener for us, it can really make you time leap towards who you're supposed to become. Thank you so much for listening. You know that I'm coming live very organically and spontaneously on my page, both on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And I share with you some of my deepest truths. So, some of the aspects I truly believe I have tested again, shared with others, realized, contemplated, understood, and I am bringing them into business, because I really, really believe that business can become an exciting, invigorating, alive, beautiful field to play with, and there's no reason to continue having it as a dry, boring, repetitive, automated thing that just makes money. So, thank you for listening. Hope to see you around. And if you have any insights on anything that got activated or sparked from this conversation, I'd love to hear it. Please share it with me, either in the comments or over DM.